This is Angel Talk Podcast with Brenda Hardwick. This is the December 2025 episode, and our topic today is the year. Good, bad, ugly, but blessings still happened. And my guest speaker, um, I will let you say your title because it fell out of my head already. Um, is Ebony Rodriguez, and we have worked together on and off over the last several years, and she's one of my champions. um, Angel Talk Podcast has been broadcasting once a month for we're pushing 3 years now, and as soon as I get Chat GPT to tell me how to move all of just the audio ones from Spotify, all of it will be here on um, YouTube, and so you'll be able to listen to the first year and a half. Ebony, anything you want to say? Give your title. What you're calling yourself now?
I don't really call myself too much these days.
Okay,
I would say an intuitive at best.
okay,
Um, Soul integration seems to be
that's
the
it.
need these days. Um, so been at this for, good Lord, it's almost going to be 15 years. Yeah, happy
Yeah,
to be here.
makes you feel old when you go back and look between that and my oldest boy's 51st birthday next week. Uh, yeah, it's like that. It's like that. It's like he gonna be 51. Okay. Um. All right. The year. Well, you all know what my year has been like. It started off with a second breast cancer diagnosis, and I'm through that and through the chemo, and the scans were clear, but I'm still dealing with fallout from it. But I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere according to them. So I will be here. Um, there's been some ugly. Cancer surely falls into that territory. There's been some bad. We are not speaking of politics, but that falls into that category. And then there's been some good. Some really good things have happened. For me, my granddaughters turned 7. Y'all, 7-year-old twins, pray for me. We are going to be opening a restaurant here in January. So if you come and visit Portugal, and you come to Porto, hit me up. Um, and you can come get a taste of American food amongst the Portuguese food. And my son, the doctor, knows how to bake a cake. um, so there's been some good here, but all the good didn't happen before or after the bad or the ugly. It was all mixed together. So the energy has been a up and down, in and out, and the energy coming in, the energy crossing the planet. I don't know about you, Ebony, but there's been days when even just staying indoors didn't keep it at bay. So, you know, all my crystals and prayers and talking to the angels and saying, "Okay, y'all need to help me out here." Uh, it's been a lot of that.
Yeah.
How about you?
Um, well, like you, I guess I finally took the leap. And so it has been the good, bad, and the ugly have been mixed in, came down to Panama, Glenn and I in February, end of February, to do like a 2-week recon, boots on ground. And while we were here, it was like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and make this jump. We're gonna move. And it was just so in that moment of like, oh, this is happening. Um, got back to Colorado, through the house on the market, and that was treacherous. That was to the last day, to the day of having to get on the plane the next day to come back here to Panama. So, um, mixed in, get here, received our permanent residency that Wednesday after dropping in on Sunday. So we're now full Panamanian residents, still American citizens, just residents here. Um, and it's been like an immersion of culture, of language, um, navigating the language, navigating the norms, the societal norms here. Um, so yeah, it's there's been good, there's been bad, and there's been ugly throughout. And in this entire process, yes, to that, to the outside person, it's like, oh wow, they're uprooting from, a country they've been in all their lives and now moving to a whole different country. But it was a healing walk at the same time. It was like a remembrance of the soul in the process, which I didn't have on my 2025 bingo card at all. Like I was not, I wasn't locked into that. I was just going through the physical motions, not realizing that it was going to be a spiritual walk just as much, from
Mhm.
offloading all of our furniture and the things that we had, having to touch every single thing that we had, realizing how much we lived in excess, to coming down in that minimal state and having, being forced to drop those norms that we had back in the US to coming here and um, seeing myself, being able to like look back at myself in the US, realizing that I'm no longer that version of myself. And just being here and you go from a 5 bedroom home to now we're in a small 3 bedroom, which really would be about 2 bedroom apartment. So, now we're forced to literally look at each other every day. So it's just like, oh, oh, when did you get that habit? You know what I mean? Like it's just, learning of one another. But at the same time, really seeing myself on how far I've come to now being able to see things that I couldn't see when I was in the thick of it, back in the States. I had, my business holisticality. I didn't realize that when I first started it, I said I'm giving myself 3 to 5 years.
Ah,
And as I've been going on this self-mastery journey of myself, I've kind of like hit that space, that wall of like, you know what, I think I'm outgrowing this.
ah,
I'm in almost like a whiteout. Like I need a pause. And I was just like, yeah, I think I'm ready to dissolve that because it does not necessarily align with where I am. And I'm a firm believer in transparency. And so if, as a client, I'm working with you, we're pretty much walking this thing together. You know
yes,
what I mean? As you're healing, I'm healing. As
yeah.
you're remembering, I'm remembering. And there's things that where I was, I'm no longer there. And so if you ask me from that version of myself, I can't necessarily give you, it's going to be a totally different answer, if that makes sense. So it's just like I decided to, you know, after this, upcoming the 19th, dissolve that and just give myself the pause to just, where are we going with this next, type thing. So yeah, the year has been mixed in with the good, bad, and the ugly, but I'm all right at the end of it. It's like I'm still
At the
here.
end, it's okay. I'm okay. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
exactly the same way now. And for us, I am so jealous. You have your permanent residency already. We have to wait 3 more years to get permanent residency here, and we're still fussing with them to get our temporaries renewed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, well, we said we
Yeah.
weren't going to talk about politics. Um, it's it's just Portugal, but
Yeah.
it's really interesting that with all of that happening, we were able to get all the licensing and everything for the restaurant.
Right, right. That's why I was like, wait,
I
oh,
okay, you know,
yeah,
yeah, it's just it's yeah, it's a parody, but
yes,
um, I my networking skills are being used to promote the restaurant right now. And
right,
I'm letting go of some of the things. The light of nature is not going to go anywhere because
yeah,
I started that. How you started was different. When I started
yep,
that was out of my soul, and it has gone through all the changes with me.
yes,
And I'm good with that. And my other business is Shine Your Light Publishing. That's the one I'm getting pushback on now
yeah,
from them.
yeah, yeah,
The um and there may be the launch of a new podcast
yeah,
um to help authors um who are trying to get their books done and self-publish. Because my experience, I don't want to see anybody go through what I went through to get it done. And so they are pushing me. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Which, they're not going to be nice about it for too much longer.
yeah.
But
I resonate with that. I resonate with that because, like you, starting that from like a soul level, whereas though for me, I had to be, my team was like, you need to be honest with yourself.
ah,
And how did you start? What vibration did you start holisticality from? And when I realized that I created it from a wounded space,
uh,
no, thank you.
yes,
Whatever comes next will come from that soul space.
yes,
So something, so it's like, it's not so much, I mean, holisticality is still my baby, always will be.
right,
However, it was such a catalyst for my healing, for my journey, for my remembering that it was just like, if I'm going to do this, I choose to do this from a healed space.
right.
I'd rather have a solid foundation in this. So that's really the catalyst behind dissolving that so that I can center myself and
So you can
start from.
move forward. Yes.
Absolutely. Yep.
And that's the
Ab-
way it should be. And with my move here, um, we're going on 3 years.
yeah. Yeah.
And so the podcast is the only thing that's going to stick right now. And I didn't start that till I got here.
Right. Right.
And so besides that, I'm not sure what else is going to be. And
Right.
I'm okay with that because I know when the restaurant gets up and going here, being grandma
Mhm.
is going to be front and center because they're going to be working the restaurant.
Yeah.
And when Portugal does finally say, okay, James, you can be a doctor here, then we're going to have that too.
Right.
And we are so fortunate. Some of the good is at the restaurant, is in the building right across the street.
Right.
So we don't have to go across town. I don't have to get on a bus or get on the metro to get to where the kids are going to be working. And the girls, we already have plans for them to sell cookies in the summertime.
There you go.
Yep. Everybody's going to help.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, the ugly's been mixed in, but the good has to be sandwiched between the bad and the ugly so that you recognize when you have the good.
Absolutely. The
Because
balance.
if it's just all one, you don't have anything to compare it to, you know?
Right. Contra.
And I work with my angels. I talk to them. Someone asked me, where were your angels when you got diagnosed with cancer? I said, oh, they were there.
Right there.
But ask me, did I listen? Because there's the question.
Right.
They were hollering at me before we left the States.
Right.
And it wasn't until we had been here
Hmm.
almost 2 years before I finally said, okay, let me go see.
Yep.
And then, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so you know, I can't blame it on them. It's
Right.
me. I can't, and I know that some people want to say, well, bad stuff happens to you and you got all these angels around you. And what good does that? And I'm like, you can't blame it on them.
Yeah. That's not how that works.
Mm-mm. First gift given was free will.
Right.
And so if you want to try and do it all by yourself, they have to let you. And it
Hmm.
doesn't matter what it is.
Hmm.
From how you get up in the morning to how you go to bed at night.
Right.
You have to ask.
Yeah.
You know, it's been um it's been interesting going through this and having the twins. Um they're at that age where they're trying to prove and disprove stuff.
Right.
And this summer it was all about, well, my grandma is magic real. And they call me Mama.
Hmm.
Mama, is magic real? And I said, well, if you're asking me about the magic you see in the movies, the Harry Potter movies, that's movie magic. That's not real. I said, but grandma's magic, that's real. And they go away. And, I play. I made
Hmm.
them magic wands for Christmas last year. They each got one with their initials on it, and I sparkles and ribbons. And they walked around trying to turn everybody into trolls. Yes. And this year, it's, you know, well, Santa Claus isn't real. It's your parents. It's
Okay.
daddy. It's daddy and papa. I said, really? I said, well, I still believe in Santa Claus and I still look for Rudolph. And so this year I will make a bigger show of that because the magic, that kind of magic, is important for little
Right.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And both of them, they're my granddaughters. So I've seen their hands light up.
Hmm.
I've seen the angels. We saw them on the camera. We had the baby cam in the room. We saw the baby cam. One of them sat and talked to Brooklyn one night because she was angry about something.
Hmm.
Saw it. And Brian, who, you know, has always taken everything I said with a grain of salt,
Hmm. Hmm.
he's the one that saw it first. He said, Mom, what is that? I said, oh, well, that's one of their guardians, their guardian angels. She's having a discussion with Brooklyn. I would love to be in there because we couldn't hear that. We couldn't hear it,
Right.
but we could see,
Hmm.
and it was energy.
Yeah.
It was energy. It wasn't a person with wings, it was energy. And they were having a conversation, and Aurora was asleep.
Right.
So I know they're connected and I know they've got it. And eventually I'll teach them how to use it. But I
Right.
don't want them running around school doing stuff that's going to get us called into the office.
Yes, because right about now you would.
Absolutely. So, I take it one step, it's one step at a time.
Right.
And I know what they want me to do. They've told me, they've shown me, not everything, but it's a step at a time. And with each birthday they go through, I see the difference. And with little people, good, bad, and ugly is for real. It's for real. If you ever want to try your hand at it, just let me know. Because we've offered to put them on a plane and send them to visit folks.
I've had my taste of those girls.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
are.
yes, you have. Okay. Yes, you have.
Oh. too funny. Those two are definitely keep you on your toes for sure.
Yes. So, um, so in looking forward, this year, 2026, and what I have been telling people is as we go into 2026, we are shedding the crap from this year. And I don't know anybody that hasn't had to deal with stuff from, well, I just you call it with it shit. I don't know anyone that hasn't had to deal with it. And there's not one kind that's been for everyone. It's been something here and something there and something with this. Everybody has dealt with it. And 2026 is about transition and moving into what else? What would you tell people, knowing what you've been through
Hmm.
and what your expectations and, I don't know if you've looked at what you're going to manifest for 2026 yet, but what would you say to people to help them maneuver through this transition
So,
year?
well, as we're coming up on winter solstice,
Mm-hmm.
moving into that north direction in the shamanic realm of air, and it's like that hibernation, if you will. One of the things that I tapped into recently was Chinese astrology, if you will,
Mm,
and learning what my sign is in Chinese astrology, and it's like, oh, this is interesting. And so it's when you talk about the good, bad, and the ugly, 2025 was considered a snake year
mm-hmm,
in Chinese astrology, which,
mm-hmm.
snakes is in transition and, some of
Shedding, yes,
the setting, right? Which,
yes.
to your point of what you mentioned. And apparently 2026 is the year of the horse, the fire horse.
Ah,
And when you talk about, which again, to your point, what you talk about what we're moving into and just releasing all of that. And you think about a horse in itself, in that space, a fire horse, it's like lighting a fire up under your rear and getting moving.
mm-hmm,
You're no longer dealing with the distraction and the extra noise outside of yourself. You're literally putting pen to paper or, foot to pedal and going forward without all of that noise, all of that distraction. Um, for me, I have, being prior military, growing up in a military family, it was always me playing the offense, always having to be on the offense, never the defense, always being two steps ahead. And now where I am, I have learned the best defense is no defense. You come in as you are, you literally you just show up in your
yeah,
pure, I come in peace, I'm in the moment. And I am now finally moving into that understanding of what it means to just be instead
yeah.
of always looking and trying to create and pulling at
And
things.
trying to prepare for what you see coming. Yes,
Absolutely. And now I am allowing things to approach me and I get to choose, do I want to participate or no? You
yes,
know, and actually embody my free will and what that means
yeah,
for me. And so now had this been me a few years ago, I'd be like, oh, tapping into my Akashic records, trying to figure out, okay, what's coming up? How do I prepare myself? No, I am I am now in that space where I'm like, I'll meet it when it shows up. I'm here, I don't need all the extra baggage and all the extra weight and that good, bad, and ugly from transitioning from selling all of my furniture, my vehicles, all the stuff that I was like, oh, when I get older, I'm gonna have this, and that. And then I'm looking at the stuff like this is so pointless. It's so excessive. And now being in this space, just so much space around me, I am simply no longer looking forward to what's coming up ahead, months and months. And I'm learning to just, oh, I made it to the day. Here we go. What is the magic in this day? I look for the miracles and the magic within the day so that it's really about, you know, no longer running a sprint and I'm in that marathon. I'm actually able to enjoy the journey because that's really what the whole purpose of
Yes.
existence is enjoying the journey. So it's where I am now. I do feel the momentum of that horse energy for 2026. And at this point, I'm just grabbing my popcorn and I'm just gonna chew along the way because it's like out of all the transitioning that I did just in this year alone, it's like, all right, buckle up. Let's go. When it comes, it'll be there and I will, show and prove or show up and that's it. But I do feel what you're saying as far as, moving from a snake year in that transition, in that sense of, oh, all of this stuff to now, nice lit on fire and it's just go,
Yep.
So yeah, 2026 really feels like that bursts of energy of this is where you really were supposed to be. This feels good. It's not
Yeah.
a knowing type thing. It's like it feels good. It's all about the feeling and being in your body and walking with your physical body,
Yeah.
through it all. So yeah.
And it's not about the haves, the
Yeah,
have-nots, the
absolutely.
do's, the do-nots. And I
Mhm.
have found, since the chemo ended for me
Mhm.
this year, what I have focused on is one day at a time.
Yes.
People have asked me about my plans, and I don't have plans. I want to finish writing the book, and I'm working on that.
Mhm.
Writing is part of what I do, so I will finish that. I'm hoping I get it finished, but if it drags on a little longer, that's okay. I'm not beating myself up.
Yeah.
It's whatever the day presents.
Right.
Whatever the day presents.
Yeah.
Um, and the kids, you know, they're not in that same space, and that's okay.
Right.
James and Brian are in a different space.
Yeah.
They are working their tails off trying to get this restaurant together. And they told me I have dinner duty this week.
Mhm.
Not sure what that means. I will decide each day what I'm going to make for dinner,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I'll throw it together.
Yeah.
And that's okay
Yeah.
because they don't care. And my goal is, will these little rugrats eat this? Okay. That's my goal.
Right. Right.
So it has been, I will tell you, it is not without challenge
Right.
to just approach the day with what it brings
Right.
because those old habits die hard. I'm from a military family too.
Yeah.
Just I was just talking with somebody. I've had someone close to me, related to me, not far off in all four branches.
Mhm.
And so I've seen a little bit of all of it. And I am as far as I can get away from that right now.
Mhm.
And I don't want to go anywhere near it again. Um,
I could say that. I mean, I agree with you because I'm like, listen, sometimes I'm just a snap away from being right back in that. But it's what do you choose?
yes.
What
And
do
it's
you
being able to recognize it
yes,
before you start to
yes,
do something. Yes.
absolutely. And that's where it is. That's where it is. But that's the free will that I was talking about, like
Yes.
that choice. Do you want to go back down that road? It's like,
Yeah.
nah, no, thank you.
And sometimes it is just a matter of stopping,
Yes.
taking a deep breath.
That breath is the lifeline.
Yes. And looking at, okay, where am I standing right now?
Yes. Yes.
And I can go this way, or I
Hmm.
can go that way, or I
Hmm.
can go that way.
Yeah.
Which way do you want to go? And that key word is want.
Right. Yep.
And that's the piece that most of us spend our lives ignoring.
Hmm. Absolutely.
So if you focus on what you want, where you want, how
Yeah.
you want, it will make a difference in what you choose.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. So if you have one word of advice
Hmm.
for the listeners,
Okay.
what would it be?
One word, breathe.
Okay.
Breathe. Just take a breath. That's it.
Okay. I agree. Breathe. Because if you do that, you give your mind, your body, and your spirit the chance to choose.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
Thank you so much for joining me. I had no idea what this was going to look like. I never do. They just give me the title and I look at it and go, okay, that sounds interesting. Um, I look forward to seeing all of you and you, Ebony, in
Absolutely.
2026. The podcast will continue. It will continue on the fourth Wednesday of the month. And I look forward to whatever the angels bring us for discussion. Thank you for joining me, and namaste.